Hi there, welcome to the archives. So I thought I would do a book share today because I haven't done a book share in a while. I've just been getting on here and yapping. So what I've been reading lately, I'm just finishing up Malcolm X, the autobiography of Malcolm X, as told by Alex Haley. I had to return it to the library before I could finish it last time because there's a long wait list after me. Like even this one, I got to return in a couple days. So I'm rushing to finish it because there's like 10 or a few, there's like a lot of people after me. So I got to return it. So I've been finishing this. I'm almost done it. I'm at the part where he's just returning home from completing Hajj. Um, and I really like I wanted to share parts of the letter that he wrote during his pilgrimage, Malcolm X. He was talking about how his experience there basically has shifted his views of white people, basically. So if you remember, he used to like even date white women, and he used to um, conk his hair and color his hair straight, and he's talked about how he was more integrated, and then he went through his little phase. And so at Mecca, he basically was saying, during the past 11 days here in the Muslim world, I have eaten from the same plate, drank from the same glass, and slept in the same bed or on the same rug while praying to the same God with fellow Muslims, whose eyes were the bluest of blue, whose hair was the blondest of blonde, and whose skin was the whitest of white. And in the world, in the words and in the actions and in the deeds of the white Muslims, I felt the same sincerity that I felt among the black African Muslims in Nigeria, Sudan, and Ghana. When I read this the first time, I was like, wow, huh. Now I think as I'm older, right, I'm reading this 20 decades, pretty much 20 decades after I read it. It's 2025. I think I read it in um, been longer than that. I think the first time I read it was in 2007, 2008, maybe. Now I recognize, especially if you look at what's going on, right? People are talking about like anti-blackness, and please don't forget. I was thinking today, with the flotilla and the UN, others, and the Italy and Spain sending navies. There's a lot of you see a lot of tides changing, and there isn't as much conversation, even with me, right, around Sudan or Congo. And these are all Muslim, majority Muslim nations we're talking about, right? So I think I now in retrospect, I would say maybe it might be the environment of Mecca, right, where it's just you feel that solidarity, right? You feel that oneness. But outside of Saudi Arabia, outside of Mecca, outside of Hajj, would he have felt that same sort of brotherhood from all sorts of Muslims, including white Muslims, right? Because you don't forget there are white Muslims, people in Turkey that look white passing, um, in Kosovo, Serbia. There are folks all over, right? And so that's what I was thinking. There's still a level of anti-blackness that I don't think he was able to touch on honestly, but I think it's not that it wasn't honest. I think he generally did feel that brotherhood, but I think it's because of that specific context, um, right? Because again, we see it now. Who gets attention? And even now, not to do the divisive thing, right? Because Palestinians are just now getting folks to hear their message, right? Africans is like we still have a hard time with people seeing us as humans, and so I'm almost done that. I'm still watching Warriors, Queens, and Intellectuals. I gotta get going. 36 women, great women before 1400. I'm not, I haven't been doing as well with this, so I've only learned about Radagund and Aisha, who helped shape Islam. I'm gonna come back later and touch on them, um, because again, it's been a busy week. I have a few deadlines and stuff I'm trying to meet, so I haven't been doing great with that. I also picked up two new books I haven't started yet from the library. I just wanted to share them really quickly while I'm here. Um, This one is from House of Anansi, so I'm studying what kind of books they put out because I've been pitching them and stuff. So this is Peacocks of Instagram Stories by Deepa Rajagopalan. Peacocks of Instagram Stories. And so it says, in an underappreciated coffee shop server haunts haunted by her past, attracts thousands of followers on social media with her peacock jewelry. A hotel housekeeper up against a world of gender and class inequity quietly gets revenge on a chauvinistic boss, and a foster child orphaned in an accident directly attributable to climate change brings down her foster father, an oil lobbyist in spectacular fashion. With an intense awareness of privilege and a lack of it, the 14 stunning stories in Peacocks of Instagram explore what it means to be safe, to survive, and to call a place home. So again, this is a series of short stories, right? Which I want to again, I have a book of short stories I want to work on, so I'm studying to see how other people write short stories, what the flow is, what stories, and how they pick. So this is on my reading list to do. I haven't read it yet. It's I'm gonna read it next. I also have The Psychology of Money because baby girl's got to get her you know her finances together. I was listening to Cardi B's newest album. One of my favorite lyrics was something about like, I pray there's more money than problems this year. Let's go. Yeah, please, 100%. More money than problems. So, Psychology of Money, Timeless Lessons on Wealth, Greed, and Happiness by Morgan Housel. Again, I'm not sure who Morgan Housel is, so if I'm platforming people who sorry, Morgan is a partner of the Collaborative Fund. Yeah, most likely. Anyways, this was on my list. So there's a bunch of books that I was on the waiting list for. So this has just come out. So um, doing well with money isn't necessarily about what you know, it's about how you behave. And behavior is hard to teach, even to really smart people. Money, investing, personal finance, and business decisions is typically taught as a math-based field where data and formulas tell us exactly what to do. But in the real world, people don't make financial decisions on a spreadsheet. They make them at the dinner table or in a meeting room where personal history, our own unique view of the world, ego, pride, marketing, and odd incentives are scrambled together. So, in The Psychology of Money, award-winning author Morgan Housel shares 19 short stories exploring the strange ways people think about money and teaches you how to make better of one one of life's most important topics. You see, I'm already like stimming for me. The topic is already making me nervous. I'm rubbing my knees. But yeah, money is a tough one that I wanna do better. So in preparation for 2016, I want to get this right. So those are some of the books that I have going on here that I wanted to share. I'll be back again, like I said, to share more on some of the warriors that I've been and the queens and intellectuals that I've been learning about in the great courses. Okay, so I gotta get going. Until next time, have a good weekend in solidarity.